What's going on, football fans? Welcome back to Breaking the Birds. We've now been looking at every pass from Jalen Hurts in last season. And now it's time to look at every scramble of the 2020 season. That is, pass plays where he decides to take off. And that is to see if he's panicking in the pocket, if he's seeing the right reads, and then making the right decision in escaping the pocket. If you didn't check out the video with every pass attempt, I linked it below. Also linked on to the Patreon. So if you want to donate to this channel, check out that link there. So let's get to it. First up is a cover one man situation for the Packers, and it is a designed rollout for Jalen Hurts right here. We have excellent man coverage for the Packers. There is one chance very deep, but when you're rolling out away from your throwing arm, that's not a really good option. You have to turn your body quickly and throw it a long way. So really no options. That nobody presents themselves later on the play, so he gets what he can. Packers centering pressure on this one. Six-man pressure, 5 guys in zone coverage. And Hurts actually has a pretty decent pocket right here. There's really no reason to be escaping the pocket at this point, and he has Ward wide open over the middle, splitting the what was the deeper zone defender here at first. So he has a good a guy to throw to right there. He doesn't see him, and he gets out the pocket. So not a very great scramble there. First down play here, we have cover one man for the Packers, and Hurts is really wanting to throw to Hightower on this play right here. He's keying on the safety at all times here, and then he gets pressured off of his right side, and he has to maneuver around the pocket. So far, that's fine. And at this point, he doesn't really have any good options to throw to, so he decides to get out the pocket, and he gets some excellent yards here. Very next play, actually, another cover one man for the Packers, and this time Hurts initially looking for the deep route here over the top. Then he also has a check to the guy coming over the middle right here. But as they do have two underneath defenders, you're not seeing that many pressure. He is covered, albeit it is cover one man. And then he is getting pressured from the interior and gets out the pocket nicely. So as he's monitoring here, no really good options as he is on the run. And he decides to scramble out relevantly, gets a first down. So gets through 2 reads before he's getting pressured and still manages to pick up the first down on a good decision. Last scramble of the day against Packers. Once again, we got cover one man. And as there are no crossing routes to begin with, only a deep crosser from number 3 receiver, a post from number 2. He is getting pressured both from the right and the left side immediately. Doesn't feel like he can step on the pocket. It's a good job of scrambling out here and getting what he can. First scramble of the day against the Saints, and we have a 3rd and 4, cover one man for the Saints, and they're sending 5 guys in pressure. So initially, Jalen's going to look out to the running back side. He's keying on the safety who's coming up on man for him. He has 3 guys over the middle here. He's keying on, and then he's getting pressured out the middle and escaping out the pocket. Good decision. Nobody open to throw to initially, so get out the pocket there. Now, as he's coming out, line of scrimmage is right here. You got Rager coming open down the field, so that is a good option for him. He can check it down to him. He decides to rely on his legs in this one here, and that does pay off for him. It's narrow, but he does pay off for him. He gets the first down. Next scramble comes 20 seconds before halftime, 2nd and 10. We got a cover 3 for the Saints, but same rule that many teams apply. When you have one receiver to one side, you just play man on him, and then the 2 other deep defenders will just split the thirds to that side. So we have cover 3. We have bunch formations to the top. They're going to levels concept. So as Hurts is getting the ball right here, he does have a timing possibility. Flat's covered, deep's covered. He has a timing possibility in between the flat and the deep guy right here, who's outbreaking. But that throw demands just a tiny more, like a bit more time that he doesn't have because he get pressured right up the middle. So it's a good idea to escape the pocket at this time. It's fine that he doesn't throw to Miles, and it's also a good idea he doesn't throw to him as he's coming out the pocket because Miles is getting covered down the field here. That would have been a chance, but he gets a shit ton of yards on the scramble here. Good decision, no better options, and pretty much forced by pressure. Another scramble here, a little bit later on the same drive. We have a cover one man situation, this time sending 5 guys pressure for the Saints. And the initial look here for Hurts is going to be over the middle for the tight end. Then he's going to look down right here. He's going to look for the single receiver side and for the running back. He does get pressured off of his right side, feels that relevantly, and steps up into the pocket where he can keep his eyes downfield. Nobody's open at this point. So he does a good job of scrambling here to get the first down. Last scramble of this game is a 3rd and 4, where Saints will be playing cover 3. And Hurts does a good job here of scanning from the running back initially, or from the running back side initially, where like he sees immediately that these two guys are covered, and then he is examining is Miles an opportunity out there. He's being covered by the flat defender. And then he's scanning from Miles and then to the left in over the middle initially, seeing is any of my crossers getting open? No, they're all getting picked up by the underneath hook to curl defenders. And then he's feeling the pressure a little bit, and then he's escaping out the pocket here. No options really over the middle. He does have one right here, but that's a tough throw across his body. Have to turn his body, and does have space here to easily convert the 3rd down. First scramble of the game against the Cardinals, and it's a cover 3 coverage for the Cardinals here. We have 3 routes being run by the Eagles, and at this point here, we have pressure off of the left side for Hurts. This is also where he's having an opening in between the 2 hook to curl defenders right here. See, the other 2 guys are not open. They're not good options at this point. Hurts is keen to the side. So he's feeling the pressure to an extent where he doesn't believe in throwing over the middle here. And of course, when he's stepping into the pocket here, he's setting into a run and not really in a position where he can throw the ball. Look at it here from the box. We're going to have a better understanding of what Hurts sees, so that he's not throwing this ball. We actually see that he's looking towards the one receiver to the right of our screen right now, so to his left. So at this point right now, where you're going to have Ertz cross the middle here in between the 2 curl defenders, so that is actually a really good opening. He should have thrown this ball, but he feels the pressure to an extent where he wants to take off. Next one is a 4th and 6. We got to keep that one in mind as we're setting up here in a cover 1 for the Cardinals, and they're sending an extra guy on a blitz. And we got to have 2 crossers right here. I believe it's Ertz coming across, and he's got to pick off the DB to the top side of the screen. So this guy's going to get picked off. And that's going to leave one receiver open right here. Don't know who it is. And we have actually a decent pocket for Hurts right here, but he does see the guy who went blitzing there to begin with. And I think that ticked off his inner clock a little bit. So he decides to scramble for it, and he gets the 4th down conversion. So this is like a double-edged sword right here. One, it's very fine that he gets the 1st down with his legs on 4th down. But also, when we're examining whether or not that he has good pocket awareness, right here, this is a good pocket. Nobody here is threatening him, so he can stand in here, let the play develop, and throw to Rager, who is coming right across right here. Totally uncovered. His guy is getting bumped, and yeah. So, in conclusion of this one, it's a good scramble by Hurts in the essence that he gets the 4th down conversion, yeah. But also, there's no reason to escape the pocket right there. And I understand that it's one of his first games. It's 4th down. You really want to do well. But yeah, got to take note of that. Another scramble here in the 3rd quarter. 26-20 is the score. And we have a zone coverage for the Cardinals down here in the goal line. But that really doesn't matter because Matt Pryor gets absolutely abolished off of the right side. So pressure on Hurts immediately. There's nobody open. Of course, there's a guy coming open here at the in the corner of the end zone. There's no time for him to survey that and to actually throw that ball. Really good job here, scrambling out, running a guy over, and scoring. 2nd and 16. This may be cover 1 man. It also may be a cover 2. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you, because the rollout from the Eagles here is going to create a little bit of rollout rules here for the defense, but bear with me on that. Not quite sure what the idea is offensively here. You're rolling Hurts out away from his body, crossing 2 guys who nowhere near is getting open on 2 curls. And I do not see the idea here. I understand why Hurts is coming back and scrambles to the other side. There's nobody to throw to really. Get something out of nothing. Highly suspicious play call. 3rd and 10 is the last scramble of the day here. cover one man for the Cardinals, and we have 3 routes for the Eagles. And there is some pressure on Hurts at this point right here. He still has a chance to throw the ball, especially when he's stepping up right here. You can reset. Look down here. You have a guy wide open here. You could throw the ball to the sidelines. Doesn't see that, or at least decides it's a better idea to scramble. Had success with it earlier in the game, despite having some options down the field. This is one that where he probably should have thrown it. Looking here from the box views, as he is scrambling out, that is where he has his eyes, to that side with the guy breaking to the outside. Again, it's a hard transition to suddenly switch movement, because he's already in his mindset. Okay, here I'm running. And so you have to set that left foot in front of you here and generate some power to throw this ball these 25 yards down the field. But it is an option for him. To the Cowboys game, and the first scramble we have right here is where the Cowboys are playing cover one. Man, they're sending 4 guys in pressure. You got 7 guys back there at 1 safety. You have 3 matching the 3 routes for the Eagles, and you have 3 guys underneath. And this is one where there's options. There's a deep option here in Deshaun Jackson, where the safety has his back turned. You can throw the ball deep there for him. Let him go get it. You also have a guy right here, not sure who it is, but he's running a crisp route, and he's gaining separation from his guy man here across the middle. And the line actually holds up. It's a good pocket here, so there's no stress. You could just stand in the pocket and deliver this pass right there. You also have a guy coming deep here and a guy coming deep here. But he gets the first down. That's all good. But let's look at it here from the box view. Remember, we have 3 routes, and all 3 are possibilities to throw to. So when we were setting it up here, good, covered. It's a good pocket here. Maneuver a little bit to the left, and then you have a good pocket to throw it across the middle to your guy right here, right there, or maybe even take that shot. Goal line situation, and we have man coverage, and the guy I want you to notice is Miles Sanders, who's the main man on Sean Lee. That's a good matchup to have. And Miles does a good job here of coming out first, which is going to put Sean Lee in traffic, and then come back inside. Now there's a lot of pressure up the middle. Jason Kelce is getting pushed way back, so that is going to trigger the scramble gene in Hurts, and that's fine. That's going to trigger your sense of having to maneuver around the pocket. But when you see this, Miles Sanders there, and there's not a defender near him, flick it to him. That's an easy pass to make. Flick it right there. You have a guy in your face, yeah, but make that throw. That is a good option. He comes out, and he almost makes some real spectacular things happen. We know he's good with his legs, but only just steps out of bounds, so he doesn't get the score. But right as he's coming out there, right there. Here's a guy right in his face. You can make that argument. It's a tougher throw than you initially when you see it there from the all-22, from the wide angle. That's a borderline one. That's one where you'd like him to just maneuver a little bit to the right, then deliver that ball over the middle. But also, you can't really blame him too much for it. Next scramble is on another one of these rollouts away from Hurts' throwing arm. I'm not quite sure what the infatuation with that is, but it is a rollout nonetheless. It's cover one man for the Cowboys. And as much as I hate to say it, Jalen Smith is bailing out the cornerback over here, who is in man of the crosser. And it's a good thing he does that, because if he doesn't just sprint for this guy, there's a wide open angle there for Hurts to throw it into. But then it becomes a much tougher throw. That is an option, but it is a very tight throw, and I understand he doesn't make it. Instead, scrambles out there. The other guys aren't really open, and the result is basically nothing. Again, what is the rolling away from your play designing away from the throwing arm of the quarterback? What? Next one is 2nd and 23. The reason for that is Jalen Hurts just got sacked and fumbled the ball. He was hit on the blind side on a sack given up by Jordan Mailata. So keep that in mind on this play. So he's entering this one here. We got cover 4. 4 deep. We got 3 underneath. And we have one guy crossing the middle right here, sitting in between the 3-hole and the skiffy defender down here. And the pocket holds up here. That's a good pocket. Nobody is pressuring him too much. So you can actually step up right here and then deliver a dart to the guy over the middle, getting a good chunk of the yards back. The other route's not that open, so that's fine. That's not what you expect against cover 4. The 2 skiffy defenders have the flat guys and the deep guys right there. The play doesn't really result in anything. And take a look here from the box view. This is a good pocket. There's nothing wrong with this. You can step up into this and deliver the ball over the middle. This is a rough one. It's cover 2 for the Cowboys, and there's no real pressure here. The defensive end is getting carried. Upfield here, and the rest of the line actually holds up pretty well. He's creating a little bit of pressure in his own face by going towards the defensive tackle, who suddenly gets a lane on him, making it harder for himself. He has one check down here. Of course, there's a guy close to him. He can check this one down and let him work for the first down. Even worse, you have a guy who's wide open here. I think it's Deshaun Jackson, not sure. Who like you have time here to turn your body and generate velocity here and throw this ball the required 10, 20, 30 yards downfield to the sidelines right here before the safety is getting there. Just put velocity on it. In the end, it gains really nothing, and that's on 3rd down. That's a very unfortunate play from the box. We'll see that Mailata carries this guy off the edge here. The rest is getting held up pretty well. There's no reason to get out of that. Another very unfortunate play right here. It's cover 2 man for the Cowboys. It's 1st and 10. Straight off of a huge penalty against the Cowboys. And there is some turmoil immediately from 64. Not quite sure who that is. So you can sense the panic button in Hurts going off immediately, and he doesn't see anything going on down the field. There is an opportunity there. Of course, that doesn't matter when you're just going up the pocket like this. He does have Miles Sanders straight over the middle here. Put that to his inside. Darted in there. Would have been a much better choice, but he takes off and actually fumbles the ball on this scramble. So that's just bad with bad on it. You have an opportunity right there. Darted in there. But he trusts his own legs a little bit more, and that's a mistake. Last scramble of the day comes on a 4th and 6. We got cover 2 for the Cowboys here. And there is some pressure immediately off the right side. This time Hurts actually does a good job of standing up in the pocket and being able to throw the ball downfield. Nobody really open. Of course, he has a guy to the top, but just see him. Also a guy coming across the middle. But at that point, he already decided to take off, and he converts the 1st down. First scramble of the day against Washington football team. They're running cover 3, and the hoop the curl defender here to the weak side, he's going to relate to the inside number 3, to the inside most wide receivers to the number 3 side, or to the 3 receiver side, that is. And that is the guy right here. He's actually going to take away 2 guys in this play on the initial read from Hurts, who is going to see Chase Young come cross-face from him, and that is going to trigger his scramble gene, so to say. And you can understand why he does that. He does not have any guys over here, over the middle, that he can throw it to. So it's going to be a check down. But at that time, that's when he sees Chase Young come across. See here from the box, you got Chase coming in there. So he's stepping up, and as he's stepping up, he's meeting Deron Payne, and then he's going to cut out there. He gets 9 yards on 1st down, so it's a fine job. And the goal line here, 3rd and 1. And this is a designed play action rollout, speed rollout here. Supposed to be throwing it to Zach Ertz. And so he's coming out here. Zach's getting covered there. Good man coverage by Washington. He has a chance to lob it over, but that's a risky throw, and the guy's right there with him. Instead, puts a nice juke on the defender and scores himself. 1st and 6. Again, the goal line here. Initial read is going to be for Zach Ertz. He's going to have an underneath defender right there, and he's getting pressured from his left side in the interior here. Doesn't really have anyone to easily throw the ball to as he's coming right there. Takes himself, touchdown. Next one here is against cover 4 for Washington. Three receivers in routes, this time out breaking routes instead of those insides you want in between the three-hole defenders and the skiffy defenders. So nobody really to throw the ball to right here. Pressured off the edges and scrambles relevantly, gets a few yards. So, what do we make of these collection of scrambles here from Jalen Hurts, and what do we conclude from it? Well, one of the things is that he certainly does have a running gene from his time at Alabama and Oklahoma. That when he decides to scramble, he's usually going to take off with it. He sometimes keeps his eyes downfield and then throws the ball, but a lot of times he will also miss a guy being open where there is an opportunity to torque the body, generate some velocity, and throw the ball. Going through the Green Bay game, we had 5 rollouts, one of which was a really bad decision. The other ones were actually pretty good, and we had some first downs there. Even some where there were really nothing going on. Against the Saints, I think he all in all had really good decisions. There aren't really any one of those that really stuck out to me as a bad one. He had four scrambles, all of which converted for first downs. Against the Cardinals, he had a few good scrambles, but there were 3 plays where he had open guys who I think would have been better opportunities to throw the ball to instead of scrambling. But again, all of those are individually complex in that you also have a lot of pressure in your face, and you're really just getting started, and you need to get into the throwing ways. So against the Cowboys, that was a really bad game. 3 awful decisions where one of them resulted in a fumble where he even had a guy wide open. That had to be a lot better. He played a big part of that. You could really see that he got hit a lot that game. Some of the bad scrambles we saw after him getting hit big time. And then the last game against Washington, I think all of which were really good scrambles. So all in all, I think he scrambled relevantly. Keep in mind, these are few. This is a fraction of all the plays that he played in 2020. And I think he did a really good job in general. You could definitely see that he has a tendency of going all out for the run as soon as he decides to scramble. Maybe sometimes has to keep in mind what is going on around him in terms of the past concepts. Where does he have a guy open? Where can he expect somebody to be open? So that's it to this series. Hope you liked it. Comment below, and see you later.